Okay, Jan, you could get started.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another session of PNGB, Phoenix National Business Group. If you're coming back for the first time, you're in for a wonderful night. And if you're a returning guest, boy, you had enough last week and you still need some more. We are here to present to you a full session of health and wellness. Where else are you going to get everything in one session? Health, wellness from the best top panelists that we have tonight. Now, we want you to relax, and I don't want your electronics on because we want no disturbance. We want very quiet. So get your pen and your paper together because you're going to have a need to take some notes. We have some notable people on tonight. And without further ado, let me introduce you to a very special guest. This lady is a herbalist who believes in finding the diagnosis before the treatment. She's gracefully skilled with being able to know when it's time to seek medical attention. And she comes from the land known for their motto, out of many, one people. That's a great motto. Please welcome Miss Corleen Reed.
Hi, everybody. How are you this evening? I'm happy to be here. This evening, I'm actually going to be talking to you regarding the art of stress management, how to manage your stress. What I want to talk about first, though, I'm sorry, the computer just went berserk. And it's not starting. Is what I want to deal with. It's the matter of what is stress? How do you deal with it? How do you handle it? How do you manage it? How do you know what's going on with you and that type of stuff? So if you just give me a second, I'd like to get my presentation going.
And while Corleen is getting her presentation together, tonight we're going to have a trivia question as well. The first person to post their answer in the chat, Zoom, will get a prize. We don't know what the prize is, but it's always fantastic prize. So pay attention and listen up. Thank you.
Right. So with the art of stress management, as Mona mentioned, not Mona, Janet mentioned, I'm a herbalist. I'm also a gardener. And I also deal in perfumery using botanical fragrances. So no synthetic fragrances at all. One of the things for me is that I believe that herbs treat people while pharmaceuticals treat disease. And we know this to be true because the herbs have the ability to work with your body. And pharmaceuticals are extracts of one particular ingredient that has been specified to treat a particular disease. The etiology of a particular disease is this is a particular treatment that is used for any disease. So first and foremost, I have studied herbalism, not just in the Caribbean, but overseas as well, here in the United States, and I've done classes with other institutions. I also have a master's degree in media studies and social research, as well as project management. Only a physician can diagnose, treat medical illnesses, and prescribe medication. So I don't do any prescriptions, I don't diagnose, and I don't say I'm treating a condition. What I do is work with you to understand what may be happening in your body system and what herbs may work for you in a particular way. So I consult and I advocate. I help you to figure out what you think is going on, and just try to bring your body back into balance. Because sometimes when you're stressed, the body goes out of balance because you're experiencing more of one thing and less of another. So I also believe that the path to wellness, because again, wellness is not the absence of disease. Wellness is where the whole body is functioning in balance. I believe that there is an integrative way to do this, whether through lifestyle adaptations, the use of dietary support, using whole botanicals, or even standardized or concentrated botanicals, which would be tinctures. And I do believe there's a time when you may need to use over-the-counter drugs or pharmaceuticals or seek advanced interventions and advanced therapies. So stress, what is it? Stress is a chemical, physical, or emotional factor that typically causes bodily harm or mental tension and may be a factor in disease causation. So why we say this is because when you experience stress, it's intended to be temporary. Stress is not intended to be an ongoing, continual, prolonged experience. And what happens when the body moves from acute experiences of stress into chronic experiences of stress, and where it is not able to come back into balance, then the prolonged stress has negative impacts on the body. So we're not saying you should never be stressed, because stress is that driver that allows you to get things accomplished. So person who's seeking a no stress life is not seeking something that's actually normal. It's like the Goldilocks syndrome, where you're saying, not too cold, not too hot, just right. Just the right amount to get you through what you need to get done. So what we're trying to avoid, or what we're trying to manage, is where stress dominates our life experiences day to day, where you don't get over or recover from a stressful experience, but you're in the next one, or you're ongoing in this situation and the body and the mind cannot recover. So the mind, what happens when we experience stress is that the mind is alerted that something is being demanded from you. The body responds by engaging a number of body systems, the endocrine system, the enteric nerve system, and it does so by turning off, for instance, the digestive system. No food is being processed while your body is demanding certain sugars, certain adrenals, certain cortisol, all of those things shut down. And hormones, for instance, the sex hormone is turned off during that fight or flight mode, but the adrenal and the cortisol is turned on. And so what happens during this period is your body goes into what is considered a sugar-rich occurrence. So your heartbeat quickens, your breath quickens, and then the liver starts to convert another ingredient for storage, and from storage, and converts it to glucose for extra energy. And then at that point, your blood becomes sugar enriched. So sometimes when people are in this continuous phase of stress, they're described as being pre-diabetic. This prolonged period of stress where your body is always pulling and they're craving sugars, you sometimes will get diagnosed with pre-diabetes. You'll also find that prolonged periods of this oxygen and glucose being consumed by the brain will eventually lead to brain fog. So you'll find yourself being tired. You'll also find yourself being short of temper. And your response can be emotional, psychological. You can see mental issues. You can see a number of things occurring in your body system when you are in these prolonged periods of stress. And so what we understand is that having some stress is important if your house is physically on fire. But when the house is your body that is on fire, that's not so great, because you're burning out certain organs. So the liver is constantly giving you sugar, the kidneys is taking it up, and then you have your thyroid that kicks in and says, hey, I'm constantly working because I need to work, I have to work. And so your body responses then go into a really prolonged period of response that is not good for you overall. So with the digestive system shutting down, you may still be eating, but the food that you're eating may not be digested. So you have undigested food in your body system, which then leads to what we call malabsorption of minerals or reabsorption, because malabsorption is when the body cannot properly absorb the vitamin B, the vitamin D, the minerals, the vitamin K. So your body, you're eating it, but it's not absorbing it because your digestive system is actually in a shutdown mode because you're under chronic stress. You're dealing with this thing. So your body can reabsorb old food instead of eliminating it, which can lead to other health issues. As I mentioned before, the consistency of living with cortisol, higher glucose levels, and the demands on the adrenal glands, you can lead to compromised immunity, focus. So staying in a stress mode is not good for your body long term. Now, the whole idea in taking care of yourself is, as Frank mentioned, always do what you need to do. Frank's talked about last week. He talked about, how to deal with stress. That's one occurs in the mind, one occurs in the body, and he talked about anxiety. Karen talked about being mindful about what you eat, using prebiotics and probiotics. Mona talked about sleep and aromatherapy. And Jason encouraged us to get moving. When you talk about get moving, you're talking about get that core of the body working so that not only does your digestive system not get sluggish, but you're actually moving the body to encourage the flow and your circulation through your digestive system to help your body through periods of stress. All these factors are good for practice during stress. Now, the herbs that are indicated for stress are typically herbs that are considered prebiotic, which these are herbs that helps the body manipulate the microbes in the intestine and it's for your benefit. The carminative herbs are those that are aromatic, so your digestion is a little off. You can drink a cup of peppermint tea or ginger, and it soothes the stomach, leading to less cramping and bloating and gas. And the bitter herbs, what they do is that if you've gotten to the point where your digestion has slowed down severely, or not necessarily severely, but when people talk about a little detox, you just want to get the digestive secretions going, the bile, get some good digestive function going. Bitter herbs can sometimes stimulate and repair the mechanisms of the gut so that you're eating, processing, absorbing, and eliminating. What the challenge you have is when you're not eliminating, then that dead food in the intestine becomes reabsorbed, and then that can lead to cancers, different types of cancers. So the herbs that we know are prebiotics: dandelion, chicory, garlic. We talk about the prebiotics because they help the flora of the intestine come back to normal. You eat it, it adds some good microbes to the intestine, and it gets the flow of microbes in the intestine going. So one of the things for us to understand is we hear about the microbiome all the time. Karen mentioned that. The microbiome is unique. 1/3 of your microbiome is unique to your body. The other 2/3, no, 1/3 you share with everybody else. Sorry about that. The 2/3 is unique to just you. So sometimes you hear about antibiotic resistance, all that stuff. It's because when you take antibiotics, it kills the good and the bad microbes in your intestine. Not only does it kill them, but one of the things that it does is that 2/3 that's unique to you gets destroyed. And the more frequently you take it, is the harder it is for it to be rebuilt. And then you'll see issues coming up with your immune system because you don't have that microbiota inside your intestine anymore to balance you the way you used to be balanced. So you have to go through an exercise of where I need to take a few microbiotics. I may need to take a probiotic, but the challenge with probiotics is finding what's right for your body. Then we talk about the carminative herbs, which it helps the digestion, especially when you have gas and bloating. And we talk about the bitter herbs that gets the bile going. It's bitter. So immediately your mouth fills up with saliva, which helps your body to, creates more bile, and it helps your body to digest your food. I want to make mention here that no one herb works for everybody, just like no one pharmaceutical works for everybody. So when you're on certain medications, you should speak to your physician to find out if there's a contraindication for your particular medication. For instance, St. John's wort, I would never use St. John's wort with certain people because there's so many contraindications for that one herb. It works, but is it the right thing for you? Is it the right thing for your body? Ginger, which is very popular, if you're on Coumadin or antiplatelet medication for your bloods and your blood flow, or fenugreek if you're on antidiabetics, it's not a good combination for yourself. So understanding what you're looking for, because sometimes what you're looking for and what you're looking to accomplish requires more assistance than what you can find readily. So it's not easy. You don't just jump on the internet, say, okay, this herbs look great, I'm going to use that herb. Herbs are great for addressing particular issues. They're great for helping to get your body back into balance, and they're great for helping the digestive process. But with everything, it's about balance. It's about, am I doing the exercises? Am I moving? Am I sleeping? There are herbs that can help you sleep, but is there a sleep disorder because you're stressed? Or is your sleep disorder because your digestive system isn't working? Or are your hormones out of balance? What is the actual cause? So understanding causality is also important. So I want to encourage you to, when you look at your health, when you look at managing your stress, consider, what are my stressors? How did I get here? Am I sitting at the desk 9 to 5 and I'm not moving? Am I doing other things to help myself? Do I reach for the over the counter first? Did I develop a leaky gut because I'm always taking aspirin? And just consider, how have you been treating your body? Remember too that the body that is abused for 7 years will take at least a year and a half for recovery. So don't think that because, okay, what herb can you give me that's going to repair me overnight? Nothing works like that. If you've gained weight and you want to lose it, it takes time. If you haven't been eating right, it takes time. Everything takes time. Anyway, I want to encourage everybody to just listen. Our hosts for the past 2 weeks have been great. I myself, I would love to talk to you further. If you need to ask me any questions, if you want to contact me, here's my contact information, which is available on my website. And enjoy. I don't know what else to say at this point, but Janet, back to you. Sorry.
Thank you so much, Carlene. That was amazing. You know something? My biggest secret, I love herbalists that I love my doctors because you break it down to the core and you don't just tell us what you want us to know. You tell us what we don't need to do. Doctors give you what they need you to get, but you tell us what we don't need to do. So thank you for that information. I'm pretty sure you're coming back. I think we're going to have an encore in this health and wellness program. So I look forward to seeing you again. So with that said, we have our next guest. If you were here last week or the week before, you will know this guest because of his movements and his skills. Next, we have our certified fitness instructor. He's known for being able to help relaxing, rejuvenating workout, I can talk, keeping your mind and body alive amidst the coronavirus pandemic. He is also known for being a very good coach, and he runs a Fit Pro J coaching where he does one-on-one. Let's welcome back to our panel, Mr. Jason Harris.
Everyone, thank you so much for having me back. I'm so excited just to share with you guys movement and how important movement is. So first off, we're humans. We are from planet Earth. We are animals. For millions of years, we roam the earth, foraging and hunting and swimming and running. Our bodies are built for movement. Nowadays, we're not moving as much as we used to, but there are lots and lots of different ways for you to get started. I want to share with you my morning routine. So this routine is great for everyone. This is a routine that I have been doing for many years now, and it's a routine that I'll do until I'm 90 or 100 or 110. So the first thing is that we want to activate our bodies. I'm going to sit back and have a seat. And so after we've had a great night of sleep, it's really important that you get lots of good sleep. Just like a car, you need to turn it off at night and stop using it for a proportion of the day to make sure that it can cool down, recover, and wake up the next day invigorated. So I personally do my best to get 7 to 8 hours. After my 7 to 8 hours of sleep, I wake up, I focus on my belly, and I notice how my belly is moving. I'm going to inhale and exhale through my nose. And as I exhale, I feel my belly flex. I feel my belly strengthen. So our cores, our midsection, this carries us around all day. So let's inhale together if you'd like. Filling up my lungs, filling up my ribs, stretching out my rib cage. Exhaling, breathing out, feeling my belly flex. After a few deep breaths, I work my way up to a seated position, and I practice those same breathing techniques. Now, if you need to sit in a chair, you're more than welcome to do that. Like I said, this is for every level. In this great, beautiful posture, I'm focusing on sitting upright, because if I am going to sit during the day, I want to do it as well as I can. Again, noticing my breath, taking a big inhale for maybe a 4 count, filling up my lungs, and as I exhale, I feel my belly flex and strengthen. Because our breath is the first movement of the day when you think about it. When we can breathe well, when we can move our rib cage and our lungs well, it helps the rest of our body move well. So notice your posture. Notice your starting position of the day of your body, because with good posture, you'll be able to sit for a better position for longer. You'll be able to walk better. You'll be able to grab stuff off of the top shelf. You'll be able to climb those stairs. You'll be able to run better. So focus on that posture. Let's do one more deep breath in together, lengthening up through the spine. And as I exhale again, feel the belly flex. Feeling the strength into the abs, which will support my spine for the rest of the day. Now, it's important that we practice breathing deep into our bellies, because this helps to engage our digestive system. This helps to warm us up from the midsection through the rest of the body. And so as we move into a crawling position, here I'm going to show you how to, again, activate the belly and prepare your spine for the day. Bringing the knees together, I'm starting on all fours. I have my palms underneath my shoulders. And so if you can imagine, we're being born you fall asleep at night, and then you wake up and you're born. So you start on your back, and then thinking of a child, you come into a crawling position first before you walk. So from our lying down, focusing on our belly, to our kneeling, focusing on our belly, we're going to find some balance because we're creatures that actually walk on one leg and then the other. So with our balance, we're going to reach one leg. I'm going to start with my right leg straight back. This position is called a bird dog because we're going to float away for a second. In this position, you should drive that heel just like you drive your foot into the ground when you're walking. What you'll notice is your belly flexing and your hip activating. So this movement can be held for 30 seconds, for 1 minute, and you can even make it more challenging by reaching the opposite limb away from you. So I do my best to maybe hold this for 30 seconds to 1 minute, focusing on my posture, on my length, and then I'll slowly release, maybe add a tap, and then we'll switch sides again. It's important that we turn on our belly muscles because that'll help to keep our spine aligned. And with good alignment of the spine, you're more upright, which means your body is working more efficiently, which means you have less stress in the day from bad posture. In this next position, we're just going to reach out, again, holding it for maybe 30 seconds to a minute, feeling the belly activate, feeling the hip activate, and then we can slowly release, tapping and bringing it back down to the earth. Now from a crawling position, what do we do next? We usually do a lunge up to a squat. So the next movement, after we've done a lying down, breathing to activate the belly, and a kneeling position to again activate the belly and turn on the hips, we're going to do a squat position. So we do squats all day. We might not notice it. We do squats when we go to the bathroom. We do squats when we sit down at our desk. We do squats when we get up and out of our chairs, up and out of our cars. So I'm going to show you a squat position from a chair or a bench. We're going to focus on our feet because that is our foundation. Just like we started on the ground, focused on our belly, now we're going to start on our legs, our foundation to get us warmed up through the day because we want to thank our legs and appreciate our legs for carrying us around all day. The feet, the foundation, they're just like your hands. Imagine your toes are like your fingers. Spread your toes to give you a broader base to help you to be more balanced through the day. So no matter if you're a kickboxing star or you're a senior who just got his hip replaced, it's really important to notice how our feet touch the ground. So our thumbs, which is what makes us human and we can move, same with your feet. Notice how your big toes grab the ground. Notice how your feet ground into the earth. Next, we're going to progress up to a standing position. I'm going to use my arms as a counterbalance, reaching forward, keeping my chest upright, and then drive through every corner of my foot, feeling those toes spread wide for a great base. Inhale, reach down, reach forward as I sit down, and then breathe out, exhaling, standing up straight, feeling my belly engaged. Let's do one more together. Noticing the feet, notice how they grab the ground, your foundation, inhaling and exhaling, flex the belly, keep the core strong, keep that beautiful, beautiful spine as we sit upright. Excellent. So with squats, this is just a way to get the whole body charged up. We're using our whole bodies, starting from our foundation. So make sure to maybe do this a few times just to get warmed up in the day, just to practice getting up and out of your chair. Or you can do these 10 times to 100 times just to get that blood flowing, just to get your heart rate going, just to add more nutrients to the brain to make you feel better through the day and just have a brighter mood. And it also feels good when you're coming into work and you already have done 100 squats. You tell your coworkers that. Okay, so the next movement we're going to go over is our posture. So I'm standing upright. I want you to make sure that when you stand up straight, that again, your feet are grounding, You want to feel them grab the ground as you spread those toes for a beautiful, beautiful base. You don't want to lock your knees because that might cause tension. You want to allow the knees to be just over the arches of your feet. So your feet, you want to create an arch because that'll help to support your knee joint. Sometimes people's feet collapse inward, which can cause the knee to bow inward, which can lead to pain over time. So make sure you have strong arches for stronger feet, for more of an upright posture. Going up the line, let's make sure our hips are, again, over the arches, over the knees, shoulders over our hips, over our knees, head over the shoulders. Shoulders roll back and down gently. And you want to make sure your heart is lifting to make sure that your lungs have enough room to spread. Once you have that great posture, do your best to keep it throughout the day, and especially when you start on your walk. So I've woken up in the morning after a great night's rest. I've activated my belly by doing a few belly breaths, making sure my spine is straight while I'm on my back. And then I moved into my alternating bird dogs where I activated my abs and I turned on my hips to prepare myself for my squats to help to get me up and out of my chair while I'm moving through the day with great posture. Now I'm going for my walk. During my walk, I make sure that, again, my feet are activating. My foundation is strong. My connection to the planet is strong. I notice how each part of my foot, my heel touches, then my ball of the foot touches underneath my hips to propel myself forward. So make sure you're using every part of your foot while you're walking. Kiss the ground. Kiss the ground. Because the earth provides us with so much, we want to make sure that we're taking care of her even by giving her light steps. So, again, we can start to increase that intensity by jogging. Again, we're noticing how the feet kiss the ground. And as you progress and move faster, your toes, your ball of the foot will touch the ground first. Because your foot is a natural spring, we want to make sure the foot is being built and strengthened and not driving the heel very hard, as you can see that reverberation into the knee. So by kissing the ground, we're gentler to the earth and we're gentler to our joints. So after we've had a beautiful long walk, connecting with our planet, appreciating the abundance that she has provided for us by moving well, by moving our bodies and our ribs and our lungs and breathing deep, we come home and we decide to harvest from our gardens because we know having good, beautiful food is so important. This green, this is what's going to provide us with the nutrients that will help us move the best. Growing our food is one of the best ways that we can make sure that we have high quality fruits and vegetables every single day. Like this cucumber. After a great walk, I might come home and make a shake. Cucumbers are really easy to hide in a shake because they're a lot of water and they're a nice, neutral, easy, almost sweet texture and flavor to them. I also have lettuce. Also a really, really nice, soft flavor that you can hide in a shake. Maybe add a few berries or bananas, maybe some vegan probiotic. But yes, thank you all so much. I'm so glad you joined me on my morning routine. I have a little bit more cucumber left. And so, again, remember, find a little bit of movement every single day, no matter what it is. For me, I like to move a little in the morning, a little in the evening. For you, you can just start with a long walk in the morning. Just focus on committing to some time for your body. It's one of the best investments that you can make for your overall health, for your mindset, and it will save you money in the long run in medical bills. I just want to thank you all so much for connecting with me. And if you want to find more information My name is Jason, AKA the Earth Trainer. You can find me on Instagram at Earth Trainer. You can find me on YouTube at Earth Trainer. And if you want to find out more info and reach out to me, you can contact me at my website, jasonharris.towergarden.com. Again, jasonharris.towergarden.com. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jason. You know, I will borrow a line from MC Hammer. Can't touch this. You have so much information. You make me feel like I wasn't trying. You make me jealous about those greens and also about walking. I'll never walk the same way again. Thank you so much. Good information, great stride. Now, last but not least, we have a woman who wears many hats. She comes from a place of nutrition. She's a nurse, she's a therapist, and she does it all from the top to the bottom. We want to introduce to you tonight, if you're here for the first time, hopefully not, to Miss Mona O, as I would like to call her, Mona Lisa. Mona Ostrowski. Thank you, Mona. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Jason, that was amazing. Wow. I'm so jealous of those towers. So before I share my screen, I am going to give you the trivia question for tonight. And so just pay attention to what's going to happen, what has happened. You never know what this question might relate to. So here we go. What are the 4 essentials for a life of health and well-being? So what are the 4 essentials for a life of health and well-being? All right, so I am going to share my screen. I hope I can do it a little bit better than I did last time. Here we go. And all right. Here we go. All right. So again, can everybody see the screen? Yes, thumbs up? Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Phil, for organizing these webinars. It has been educational and it has been so rewarding to spend these past few weeks with such a knowledgeable and passionate group of people. I feel truly humbled to have been a part of this. What I've learned through my search for optimal health and wellness is that, oops, here we go. There are 4 essentials to achieving this in our lives. Mindful eating. My mantra, or the mantra that I have designed my life around this past decade, is let food be thy medicine and medicine thy food. And we just saw what Jason got from his tower gardens, which is amazing. I'm jealous. And I've actually come to a point in my life where I'm not on a diet. I eat to nourish my body. I eat to give my body the fuel it needs to carry out the tasks that I need to do. And at this point, the food that I have on my plate represents more of a lifestyle, and it's a choice, a very conscious choice. It's no longer a diet. And for those of you who have been with us for the past 3 weeks, you remember in our first week that Karen spoke to us about the importance of mindful eating. And you'll hear more from her a little bit later as well. Get active, essential number 2. And we were just a part of, an amazing morning ritual, which, I'm almost in the same as you. I wake up in the morning, I do my breathing exercises. I usually have one hand on my heart and one on my belly. And that's how I start my morning. So it's very similar. But being active is something that has been in my life for as long as I remember. However, it wasn't really until I was in my 30s that fitness became really, really important. I was introduced to kickboxing and yoga And yes, two totally, different sports, but both did wonders for me. Not just my body, but my mind and my spirit as well. I'm still doing yoga, 3 to 5 times a week, and I still have to take one of your classes, Jason. I still play around with the kids, with some kick pads and boxing. And I've also found joy in running. And with what Jason has explained to us over these past 3 weeks, exercise is simple and it can be done from home. And it really doesn't matter where we are in our physical journey or what age we are. The importance is that we start somewhere. And whenever I go running, I like listening to just motivational speeches. And this will relate exactly to what Jason was talking about today, but in reverse, it says, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, don't ever, ever, ever stop moving. So for you guys out there, you start by crawling, then you walk, then you run, and at the end, I think we'll all fly. Right, Jason? Thanks for lending me the photo, right? Oh, number 3. All right, supplementation. Unfortunately, I don't have the tower gardens, so I don't have the privilege of having that amazing food straight in my hands and in my house. So what I have realized is the importance of actually taking daily supplements. For me, the modern diet, even the vegan one, my vegan one, it was just not giving me the nutrients that I needed. And it was, funny because through my research for these webinars, I found that only 14% of adults actually eat enough fruits and vegetables daily. And for adolescents, it's less than 10%. So for those of you listening out there who can put their hand up and say that they have had their 5 servings of fruits and vegetables today. All right, we're going to get there. We need vitamins and minerals, and most vitamins and minerals come from the fruits and vegetables we eat. Your mom always told you have to finish your vegetables, right? And I talked about in week 1 how farming over the past decades have depleted the soil of the nutrients that we need, and that just increases the importance of supplementation to our diet with these small but very essential building blocks. Or if you want to follow Jason's example, you can also have the tower garden and have your own fruits and vegetables at home. Most vitamins and minerals as well provide more than one benefit to the body. Some maintain critical functions such as regulating your heartbeat, while others maintain a strong immune system and help our body rejuvenate itself. Our bodies, like Jason again mentioned, they are, for me, the most amazing machines ever invented. I mean, I can sit here, I can talk, I breathe, I can move my hands without even thinking about it. And just think about the things that we actually give our body, the nutrients that we actually feed our body. Without us knowing, the body has the capacity to prioritize prioritize the benefits and allocate them. So the allocation would always go to the critical areas first, so our heart and lungs and our brains. And then later, if there is enough, it will use the rest of the nutrients we feed it for rejuvenation, for repairs, and also for more long-term benefits. So as the slide says, add years to your life and life to your years. It goes back to just making sure that you give your body all the nutrients it needs to maintain, to actually rejuvenate, repair, and also benefit us in the long run. As humans, we are designed to eat several times a day, so it only makes sense that we also supplement that often. And this is especially true for vitamins. Our bodies cannot store most vitamins, so they are only of benefit for a limited period of time. So taking vitamins twice per day really helps ensure that your body is replenished with a constant supply to maintain optimal health. One of the most important lessons that I have experienced through these past few months have just been the ability to sit in silence, the ability to just be. I mean, I used to work 12, 15-hour days from early morning till late night. I would come home, I would crash, I would go back out. So for me, you know, just being in silence, it's been rewarding, but it was challenging. I mean, I think for me, it was almost harder than running a marathon, and I haven't ran one yet. 5 miles, that's my longest so far. But at the end of the day, it's had amazing benefits as well. And it's taught me some important lessons, which brings me to the fourth essential of a life of health and wellness, which is to stay accountable and to keep a positive attitude. Frank taught us last week about the importance of staying accountable and getting into action. And I'm going to let him share more on that later. But I remember last week when he was talking about the different types of procrastinators, I think I nodded and smiled to each one that he mentioned. But what stuck with me was I think you called it to start over again. Am I saying that right, Frank? Yeah, that's definitely me. I'm excited to read the book and learn more about that. But I'm coming through to a point here through my realizations of just breathing and being, and in recognizing myself and all my flaws. One of the things that I personally have taken out of this is that the most important person for me to be accountable to is myself. And I want to finish it off with something I read the other day, which resonated. And it says, the relationship you have with yourself is the most complicated because you cannot walk away from you. You have to forgive every mistake. You have to deal with every flaw. You have to find a way to love you, as they say, through sickness and in health, and for better and for worse. And with that, I really, really, really hope that through these past 3 weeks, you have learned the importance of the 4 essentials: mindful eating, getting active, supplementation, and staying accountable. And I want you to remember, from me to all of you, is that you are important. Your health and your well-being is important. You are worthy of adding years to your life and life to your years. You are worthy of living life to the fullest, to be as busy as you choose to be and to play when you want to play. And more importantly, to greet every single day with a huge smile on your mouth. So thank you so much. And it's been a pleasure being here. And I'm going to give it back to Janet. Thank you.
Mona, thank you so much. Amazing presentation as usual. Great information, good insights, and thank you for caring, because all of those information we could use. Thank you so much. I know you're coming back and I look forward to it. Now, we don't want to end the program without bringing on 2 very important people as well, who has mega information that you may need. They were our first and second week guests, and we want to bring them back to culminate this session of health and wellness. Without further ado, I am going to bring back Karen Mayo and Frank Coppola. Frank and Karen, welcome back.
Thank you. Karen, your microphone. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, hear you perfectly.
Great, wonderful.
Tell me about the book, Karen. I want to know everything about your book.
So the prize today for the person who got the answers correctly is going to be my book, Mindful Eating. So Mindful Eating is, it's a journal, and there's 4 chapters of content. There are 5 weeks of recipes. So the mindful part about the journaling is everything from your positive goals, your affirmation, your movement for the week, your supplementation for each day. And also, you also have a journal exercise. This book has taken me on an amazing journey. So I want to go on a journey with you. Last week, I mentioned about launching a program. It is going to be a daily program where you and I go on a journey for yourself, for maybe someone that you love. I'm going to be working and going through the book every 30 days for 90 days. So I hope that you can join me. If you want more information, you can find the information on Facebook, or you can find it on Instagram at Mindful Mayo. And I look forward to seeing you. Frank, I think you have a book, right?
Yes, I do.
What's that all about?
Well, it's about procrastination, but I can't find my book. No, here it is.
Wonderful.
The book is called Get Into Action. I'll tell you a story about how I created this book. I am a board certified attention deficit disorder coach and mentor. And I had gone to a workshop, and the workshop leader said, don't just write a book, or don't just put together a webinar thinking about what somebody would need, your audience, ask them. So I went out and I went to my database and I said, what's the single most important question you have about ADD? What came back was procrastination, I can't get started, I can't get finished, I lose my keys, my time is off, all these particular things. And when everything was said and done, 75% of it had to do with procrastination. So that's why I read the book. That's why I wrote the book. I also wrote the book because if you look under the definition of procrastination, you'll see a picture of me. So I figured the best way to learn anything is to teach it. So I'm somewhat of an expert around procrastination. I can pretty much explain to people what's going on. And the very first thing I want everybody to know is I'm going to take the pressure off of you. Nobody ever procrastinates. Now that you may think that's really crazy, that's not true. Well, this is what I believe on this. No one wakes up in the morning and says, today is the day I'm going to procrastinate. Yeah, let's go procrastinate. No, they don't do that. What happens is you find yourself in a situation, and I believe, let's say you're going to go into your home and you're going to clean up a room. The minute you walk into the room, something gets triggered, and it leads you back to an earlier time when you didn't like cleaning up your room. So therefore, you wind up walking away from it. That's my particular point of view on it. And if you look, you'll probably see the same thing. It doesn't mean that you don't clean the room, but what it does mean is that you say, you know what? Let me get a clutter buddy to get together to clean the room, or let me hire somebody to actually clean the room so I can go do other business. The book is filled with really interesting little fun chapters, but it also deals with fear. And one chapter is called Even Heroes Get Afraid. And throughout the book, there are exercises. And the exercises I call field work. I don't believe it's homework. It's just exercises. But if you would like to get this book, the best thing to do is to contact me at frank@addcoachinggroup.com, frank@addcoachinggroup.com, or you can call me directly at 646-295-5625, 646-295-5625, where I will kind of let you know about an upcoming event that I'll be putting together. And I'll also be talking to Karen about a couple of different things as we go along. So thank you very much, Karen, for introducing my book. Appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
Yes, absolutely. And again, I want to say so grateful to you, Frank, to Carlene, to Jason, to Mona, Philip. Thank you so much, Janet. Really enjoyed hearing your voice every week. I don't know the person who won, so I'm not sure who it was, but I will be sending out my book to you. And again, with all of this, all in moderation, right? So I hope this information was great for you. And as I always say, it's not about dieting, it's about living. So I'm going to send this back to Janet.
And we all need a little more mayo.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Karen, amazing. Frank, amazing. I feel like I'm having a withdrawal syndrome right now because I need more. I'm not just saying that. This is so much vital information that you guys have given that it's priceless. You can't pay for this. It's so much. And I really hope we have an encore to continue this health and wellness because people need to know this information. Not only plug in philipbreed.org, but we need to be in a webinar where everybody could see you guys and your presentation. You're all fabulous. Everyone on the panel has been really intellectually great. Thank you so much. And I want to also let everyone know that we're going to do our next segment this month on finances. We will give you some more information on that as time goes by. I want to thank you, all of you out there in the chat room, all of you out there in Zoom, Facebook, and all the medias for sitting in. We're at the top of the hour, and I know that there may be questions after, but you can keep plugging the sites. Go on your social media, plug us in, and I'm pretty sure Karen, Mona, Jason, and Frank will continue to answer. So now I want to introduce you again to the man of the day, Mr. Philip Reed.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, everybody. Oh man, that was amazing. Amazing. Carlene, wow. I always walk away with some really profound information whenever you come on. I really appreciate your gift and your knowledge. Oh my goodness, Jason, you're my inspiration, man. I am inspired by you, deeply inspired by your discipline and your diligence to your craft. Man, kudos to you. I know that a lot of people received from what you gave out today. And even if it's just even me, I really appreciated everything that you poured into your presentation. And I just want to thank you for coming on. Mona, you are a library of information. I mean, I could pull from your mind all day long. Let's not even mention Karen and, oh my goodness, Karen and Frank. Yes, Karen and Frank. Oh my goodness, Frank, how could I forget, right? But listen, everyone, I mean, I love all the information we poured out. Everyone, you better please stay tuned. We are going to be featuring Karen, Frank, Mona, Janet, all the people you love and see, Jason, Carlene. We're all going to be featuring them between now and our next health and wellness event, which will be in October. So you be prepared. Be prepared. You're going to get more of this information as we go ahead. So keep your eyes out. Next month is our finance month. Yay! You want to know how to handle your finances? Next month, we're going to have several programs to teach you how to handle your personal finance. If you have a small business, stay tuned. We will teach you how to open your business, how to run your business. Oh, my goodness. We're going to have so much information about how to get you from point A to point B next month. You really, really want to stay tuned. Oh, man, I'm so excited. Thank everyone for watching. I look forward to seeing you again. Stay tuned for future programs and see you then. Oh, by the way, we do have a winner. Let me not forget. My wife won the book. She put the answer in. She was in the room. Congratulations, honey, for paying attention. And she's a huge fan of Jason, by the way. You know, Jason, I might be getting a little jealous, man. Might be getting a little jealous, you know. But I really appreciate everyone for being here and for being such great sports for this. And I really am looking forward to working with everyone in the future again. Everyone that's watching, take care. And